This video will continue where we left off previously on the Gospel of John. We're in chapter 1, and we have done verses 1 through 15 so far. Today we'll focus on verses 16 and 17. I will note that I have been putting some of these initially on Memrise, and I think I'm going to continue on Anki. So just the course starts on Memrise. They're both flashcard systems that use a spaced repetition system to kind of drill these things into your brain after you've learned them. So after you've learned something, often you'll remember the majority of it, but it's nice to kind of have something to jog your memory and keep you up to date on that. So I will post links to those things below, and in the Memrise course, if you go through it, the last flashcard that comes up will direct you to Anki, where you can continue that. It is a different system. There's a little bit of a learning curve on figuring out how to use those, but of course you can just review these on your own. I'm reviewing them in the videos, so there is that as well. But without further ado, continuing on verse 16, we'll go back and review 15 and then preview 18 later on at the end of the video. So verse 16, «Και εκ του πληρήματος αυτού εμείς πάντες ελάβομεν και χάριν αντιχάριτος, ότι ο νόμος δια Μωσέως εδόθη, η χάρις και η αλήθεια δια Ιησού Χριστού εγένετο». All right, and we will go over that now. And it says, «Και εκ του πληρήματος αυτού», and from out of, «και εκ», and out from, του πληρώματος αυτού, his fullness. Αυτού is kind of the possessive, where they're getting that possessive his. So out from his fullness. «Και εκ του πληρώματος αυτού», «και εκ του πληρώματος αυτού», «και εκ του πληρώματος αυτού», εμείς πάντες ελάβομεν. We all received. Εμείς πάντες ελάβομεν. Εμείς πάντες ελάβομεν. And out from his fullness we all received. «Και εκ του πληρώματος αυτού εμείς πάντες ελάβομεν». And favor upon favor, και χάριν αντί χάριτος, και χάριν αντί χάριτος, και χάριν αντί χάριτος. For the law through Moses was given, ότι ο νόμος δια Μωσέως έδοθη was given. For the law, ότι ο νόμος, the law is nomos, ότι ο νόμος through Moses was given. Δια Μωσέως έδοθη. Ότι ο νόμος δια Μωσέως έδοθη. Ότι ο νόμος δια Μωσέως έδοθη. All right? And favor upon favor for the law, favor upon favor for the law through Moses was given. Και χάριν αντί χάριτος, ότι ο νόμος δια Μωσέως έδοθη. Και χάριν αντί χάριτος, ότι ο νόμος δια Μωσέως έδοθη. The favor and the truth through Jesus Christ came. Η χάρις και η αλήθεια δια Ιησού Χριστού εγένετο. All right, we've reviewed most of those words quite a few times, so hopefully they're starting to stick by now. Those ones that you've seen come up in quite a few other sections, like alethia, truth, has come up before. Charin, maybe not quite as much, but definitely via, through, and Jesus Christ. I mean, that sounds, that's not that far removed. Isu Christos egeneto, came to being. We've seen that one quite a few times. So those, a few words you should know. Charis might be a little bit new, but we've seen that one a couple times now just in this chapter. I charis ke I alethia dia Christu, Isu Christu egeneto. I charis ke I alethia dia Isu Christu egeneto. And favor and truth through Jesus Christ came. Ke charis ke I alethia dia Isu Christu egeneto. All right, and let's do verse 18 because it's kind of short. 17 and 18 are both short. That's why I chose to do 2 today instead of just one verse. But God, no one has seen at any time. Theon udis eorake popote. Udis, no one. Udis eorake, has seen. Udis eorake. No one has seen. Udis eorake. Udis eorake. Popote, at any time. popote, at any time. Theon udis eorake popote. Theon udis eorake popote. Theon udis eorake popote. The only born or the only begotten Son, homonogenes ios, homonogenes ios, homonogenes ios, the one being in the bosom of the Father, oon, that's very popular, that oon is usually seen in like Orthodox icons or old ancient Christian iconography. The one who is being, the being one, it's usually seen in the icon of Christ. Kind of exclusively, you'll see it written in the halo that's around his head. So the Omicron is at the top or at the side, and the Omega, and then on, and the nun is on the other side. So on, it'll be written in the halo of Christ that way. So the being one, the one who is being. On is ton kolpon tu patros. The one being in the bosom of the Father. On is ton kolpon tu patros. On is ton kolpon tu patros. So just all of verse 18 up to this point is Theon udis eorake popote, homonogenesios on iston kolpon tu patros. This one described him. Ikinos exigisato. Ekinos exigisato. Ekinos exigisato. That one described him. So the Son, the one that's in the bosom of the Father which no one has seen, God. This one, the one that's come, the Son, Jesus Christ, has described him. So he is his likeness. We see now the Father because the Son has come and he has described him. So before this, there was no image of what God looked like, and we still don't have an image of the Father, but we do have the Son that was in the bosom of the Father. So we have seen God, in a sense, in the form of the Son this way. That's what this passage is saying. And this, it's described him. Exegeseto, it's described him. That was it. So I'm going to read verse 7. Actually, let's go back and review 15, I think is what I said we would do. So where does verse 15 start at? There it is. Ioannis martyri periaftu ke kekrage legon utos in on ipon o opisomu erchomenos embrostenmu yeganon oti protosmu in. So John witnessed concerning him. Ioannis martyri periaftu. Ioannis martyri periaftu. Ioannis martyri periaftu. He witnessed concerning him and cried out, saying, "This is the one whom I said." Let's just do that. Ke kekrage, he cried out. Ke kekrage legon utos in on ipon. This is the one whom I said. Ke kekrage legon utos in on ipon. Ke kekrage legon utos in on ipon. The one after me coming, before me was. The one after me, o opisomu erchomenos embrostenmu yegonen. He was before me, like he's the ever-existing one. Not ever, that's not communicated exactly in that, but meaning that he existed before all. O opisomu erchomenos embrostenmu yegonen. You can see, like, I made an inference about that, but that's not actually said. That it's like none of these words indicate like before me he was. He could have just been older than him. Of course he's not, because we know that Jesus actually is born before John the Baptist. But you can see how it becomes very easy to insert your own theologies, I guess, into the scripture based on your preconceived notions. So, I come from a very traditional tradition, a very ancient tradition of the Orthodox Church. So we have a very we interpret scripture through the church fathers, through the ecumenical councils, through the lives and the lived out faith of the saints and those types of things. But we don't typically regard scripture as something that we can personally translate our own, because scripture itself actually kind of condemns that. But it's definitely easy to do, to read in your own theology into sections. So that's why one reason it's good to read the scriptures in Greek and understand their implied meaning. But moving on, I'm getting a little off track there. This was the one whom I said, "Utos in un ipon," the one after me coming, before me he was. I already did that. Oti protos muin. Foremost over me he was. So protos muin. Oti proti muin. Oti protos muin. Oti protis muin. So I'm going to read verses 15 and then 16, 17, and 18, just for a preview of what will come in the next video on 18. So, Ioannis martyri peri αυτού και κέκραγε λέγον, ούτως ειν ον ύπον, ο οπίσω μου ερχόμενος εμπροσθήν μου γέγονεν ότι πρώτος μου ειν. Και εκ του πληρήματος αυτού εμείς πάντες ελάβομεν και χάριν αντιχάριτος, ότι ο νόμος δια Μωσέως εδόθη, η χάρις και η αλήθεια δια Ιησού Χριστού εγένετο. Θεόν ουδείς εώρακε, πόποτε ο μονογενής Υιός, ο ον εις των κόρπων του Πατρός εκείνος εξηγήσατο, και αυτή εστιν ο μαρτυρία του Ιωάννου, ότε απόστηλαν ο Ιουδαίοι εξ Ιεροσολύμων, Ιερείς και Λεβίτες, να ερωτήσομεν αυτούν ουσί της ή. All right, so I struggled to verbalize some of that. Some of that's the most comprehensible parts of Greek that I know, but sadly, my ability to articulate it needs a little bit of practice. So I will get that in before tomorrow, and I will get another video out to you guys coming very soon. Take it easy, and I'll talk to you in the next video.